one thing about procreating with a nice guy, meaning if you decide to have children by this man, is that the nice guys, you got to take your time with them. Because even though they have the bad boy side of them, he could be an asshole. Like I said, you just got to bring it out of him. Or someone else has to bring it out of him. But the nice guys, I'm the nice guy. I'm the dude that you got to take your time with. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. As far as my logic and reasoning and everything else beyond that. My ideals, my political ideals, my associate standards, and it's a lot of requirements with a nice guy because that comes with the territory. Now with the bad boy, you don't really have to much, take your time with them because they already show their ass anyway. They already telling you within the hour or within a day or a week or a month or a year. I wouldn't say a year, maybe a month, the latest, of who they are, and this is who they are, this is who they gonna be. And it goes the same thing for females. I could say that, speaking as a guy, the nice women, you gotta take your time with them. Because there might be something that she's hiding, or, there may be skeletons in the closet. It does not make you insecure as a man. It's just that investing in relationships and friends and associates, all that is time consuming. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that back. You can have a fat wad of cash and lose it the same night. You may not get all of it back. You may not get half of it back. You may not get none of it back. But time, you don't get back. That's just like someone taking your child away from you until they're 18 or 10 or 11. You don't get that time back. They done already grown up. You can't reverse it. But the money, you can always get that back. Some of it, most of it, all of it, more of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the thing with the nice guys and the bad boys. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as procreation is concerned, with bad boys, you don't have babies with bad boys. You don't do it. You just don't bring that offspring onto this earth like that. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say that because it's already too many of them running around here right now. They're not old enough to drink, drive, go clubbing, stay out past a certain time. Those are up and coming bad boys and the good guys. It always goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? It's always a double standard. We didn't create it. It just exists. It's an entity. It just exists for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So, with the good guy, you go ahead and decide if you want to procreate or not. So you gotta take your time. You know what I'm saying? The bad boy, nah, you don't procreate. Same thing with the fellas. Do not procreate with a bad girl. You know what I'm saying? A nice woman, yes, but in due time. It's just you have to come together, lay everything down on the table. Lay everything down on the table. That should have been my first thing. Lay everything down on the table. Who you are, what you about, what's your wants, what's your needs. And maybe your I don't give a fucks. About this or that or this situation or this topic or this subject. Or everything. Lay out everything on the table. And once you do that, then you'll know for a fact whether, like I said, you want to befriend them, associate with them, or don't have shit to do with them at all. Not even like I see this motherfucker, I ain't even gonna wave or tilt my head or, give him the two fingers like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at a certain age, you just know. And it's different for people. It's different for individuals. How long it takes for you it clicks. You just know. Like the saying used to be like, the first thing a woman would look at with a man before she spoke to him was his shoes and his mouth. If his grill was fucked up, She wasn't fucking with him. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it is about guys, how they go for a woman with the first thing they look at. Maybe her eyes, maybe her smile, it may even be her hair. That's the first thing I look at is the hair. I have nothing against women putting extensions in their hair and everything like that, but I'm a dude that like natural women. They don't color their hair. They may wear a little blush and lip liner, lip gloss, or whatever they do with their stuff, but it's still natural. You can almost tell that they didn't put nothing on them. So like I said, I can't speak for most men about what's the first thing they look for when they see a woman, because like I said, my ideals are very different. How I approach a woman, how a woman should approach me, blase and everything like that. And then also concerning the good guy and the bad boy, between both of them, there are difficulties, I could say. I would just use that for lack of better words. But this difficulties is the same thing that goes with the women. The nice guy, he's going to have some difficulties, that you're going to have to, run a course to. Not like saying like a maze. I think the bad boys, that's the maze you got to run through. But like, it's like with a nice guy who could be a bad boy and an asshole. It's more easier to deflect, to ricochet off of, the common, type of things that, that you've experienced as a person. Not just as a man or a woman, just as a person, period. You know what I'm saying? But with the bad boy, you got to go through a maze. When this motherfucker say he love me, is he telling the truth? Or what? Why does he lock his phone? Why I don't got none of his passwords? Which ain't nothing, It can go either way. It's like you could, just because you got a man passwords and everything he does doesn't mean you're insecure. It's just like, hey, this is a time investment. They'll throw that insecure word out there a lot. You know what I'm saying? They'll throw it out there. Oh, you're insecure. You don't trust her. Oh, you're insecure. You don't trust her. That ain't the issue. The issue is I'm putting my time and my investment in this. Don't nobody invest without, just going over, the chutes and ladders. You know what I'm saying? You got to do your homework when you invest, especially in time. So when people throw that insecure out there, that word, then all it does is it doesn't click. It's like trying to get along with somebody who can't prove that somebody else existed. Like, how can you manage to associate with somebody like that? It just doesn't go right. It's just like trying to put oatmeal with there you go. Mixing oatmeal with macaroni and cheese. It just don't go together. Some people like to use the term mixing oil with water. You put oil with water, they separate, they don't mix. One's on top of the other's on top of the other, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. But again, like I said, you just don't procreate with all nice guys and all bad boys, or some or most, or everything. It's all about time investment. That's all it is. I've had my share of women in my life, serious and casual, and once you go through the experience, then you either decide whether or not you want to learn from that experience, or you want to keep repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. Look that up. If you got a dictionary, Google it or whatever. Insanity are people, or insane people, or people who do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, but expect different results. That can be added on or piggyback to women who only date one certain type of man, which is a bad boy who can be a good guy, or a good guy who could be a bad boy, or just a bad boy, or just a good guy. Men the same way, flip the same way. They're used to dating one type of person. I don't give a fuck if this motherfucker got money or he don't. Not a dime to his name. If this person reminds you of the person or the type of individual that you're used to, you're going to be with them. You're going to stick with them. I've been in all type of relationships like that. And the reality is, there's some women out there who love to be hit on and beat on. They love that shit. They love to be smacked around and shit like that. There are women who have been tragically abused, whether physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, verbally, it doesn't matter. Same thing with men. Same thing. Same circle. You know what I'm saying? So, with every cause comes a reaction. Pretty much. Just like in just like basic science. There's a cause and there's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta apply that to life, period. Especially when you're dealing with people. Because you have to interact with people. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't interact with a lot of people. Because I already know where their head is. I know these people follow trends. They're not trendsetters. They just follow trends. So I can associate with them. Cool, nice. I can hide that. That's hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Oh, good idea. Or something like that. But it's hard to distinguish people. Like most women say, like it's hard to distinguish a straight man from a gay man, or a bisexual, or down low dude. But like I said, most women know, or they just choose to ignore it, or they just down with that. It's either or. It's no in betweens. It's either or. Either she knows it, she's ignoring it, or she's really down with that. She doesn't care. Open relationships, blah blah blah, things like that. And to conclude it, really, like I said, like before, like it's location. It's like if we all had the money to travel, we would see all the type of different, metropolitan areas, small towns, or small cities, and stuff like that. And how people interact and how their mind really is, or whatever. But when you used to just staying in one spot, and it's like I said, you just get accustomed to that environment, and that comes with the territory, and you just gotta deal with it. It's really nothing you can really do about it. But me as a man, I can tell when another man is either he got a little sugar in his tank, or he's curious, or this is who he really is. He could be the hardest, buffest, smart talking, beard having dude, but he really likes it in the exit. That's what he really likes it. Same thing with females. As a man, I can tell when the female is bi-curious, or she's, if she don't like men at all, or she like both men and women. It's experience. I've had a man hit on me before. They have been feminine. They have been hard hood from the street acting. They have been straight. But then they try to hold conversations with you. They try to hold conversations with you and talk about certain subjects to see like if you like that too. It'll be all types of stuff. I done had dykes hit on me. I done had lesbians. Like I thought you just date women, and bisexual, and straight women. All that wrapped in one and everything like that. So it all comes down to experience, location, and the difference between your wants and your needs. Now, if you can expand that, that would be nice. But you're gonna have to do that through here. You're gonna have to do that through the. You're gonna have to do it through the temple. You have to do that through the body. You know what I'm saying? If you too much of a consumer of the physical, then you just walking in circles. You're just chasing your own tail. And that's just it. You just running in a circle, pretty much. But also to conclude, there's not a lot of people around, too many individuals who can give them the type of informative information where they can actually be like, you know what, I never thought of it like that.